Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai. Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai. Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai. Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai. Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai. Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai, Ananta ji ki jai. Ananta ji ki jai, जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय। अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय। अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय। अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय, अनंत जी की जय। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेव गुरुदेव महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री 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 गुरुजी नमः। श्री 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 मुझी जी नमः। Great grace is always falling like rain. Grace is always falling. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Grace is always falling like rain. Grace is always falling. Shri Sri 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 Guruji Namaha. Sri 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 Modi Ji Namaha. Always follow. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. Sitaram 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 Sitaram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai. 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 Sitaram 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 Sitaram.
Thank you. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai. Thank you all so much for joining in. Very happy to see all of you. And if you're on the Hangout, you can ask questions by unmuting your mic. And if you're on YouTube, you can post your question in the chat and we will look at the questions. Actually, just about today, about half an hour ago, there was this feeling that today in Satsang maybe we will speak about work a little bit. Because work, I don't know if all of you have noticed, but work has been very busy for me here. I've been working very long hours every day and not been so much on Facebook and things, so you might have noticed. And also the theme seems to have been this. So many questions which I've been getting, many messages which I've been getting have been around this confusion about work. And very simple thing if you notice about work is that if you're doing a lot of work, then it feels like, oh, am I still spiritual? Or am I just working? Am I losing my spirituality because of my work? You feel guilty that you're not so much involved in satsang, not so much, participating in all of these things. And if there's no work, then you're feeling guilty that what you're doing satsang all of the time, and you're not planning for the future. So, like with most things with the mind, this work thing also becomes a no-win situation. So, when there's work and work is happening, then you say, "Oh, I'm going away from the self." Which sage actually does work? And when no work is happening, then you say, "Oh, I'm being very irresponsible." So, all the mind's trick, isn't it? And for okay, lots of things are there in the chat. I'll look at them in a minute. And for many of us, it can seem like this work thing becomes a like a puzzle which cannot be solved. But then I want to give you some pointings because I've deeply contemplated this topic over the last many years. Even before I met Guruji, I was contemplating things like this. See, because the life story here has been very focused on work for many, many years. So, having deeply contemplated this, I can tell you that there was never one who did the work. I know you've heard this before, but there really, truly is not something I'm just saying for satsang. There never was anyone who did the work. And you will find that it has just been an energetic play. And there are days where you find that there's so much energy. Like yesterday was a day like this over here. I started working in the morning, just took a break for satsang, went back to work, and I was working till 3 a.m. Where did the energy come from? Could I have created it like that? No. This has to flow like this from somewhere, you see. And then there are weeks on end where I don't feel like doing any work, where there's no work energy at all available. So then we can trust this, which is directing the entire universe. We can trust this to direct even the work that is supposedly happening through this body. So no desire, no aversion also. It's very important that we see this from the space of neutrality. Because many things we explore like this, we've explored the body many, many times, we've looked at relationships many times, but this work topic we don't discuss as often, but can still be something which plays on the mind. Therefore, it's very important to bring it to satsang and burn all concepts about it also in satsang. So when it is said that when Mujiji says hand over your existence to existence, it is including work. See? And from that space of neutrality, whatever is emerging is good. Okay, let me get to the chat a little bit. Also, before that, then I was feeling that little bit we'll speak about work today. And then I got a call from one of the Sangha members who's going through something really in life, if you can call something strong, if you can really call anything strong, she's in the process of undergoing it. And it will be not right on my part to share that with you what it is, but on a scale of 1 to 10 of what can happen in this phenomenal realm, I feel she's going through a 8 right now. So it reminded me that every moment that we have is so beautiful if we are grateful about it. This deep gratitude, this joy, this love that we have for all of us, because it only takes an instant. It only takes a few minutes of something, and then life takes a completely different course. And this one, I'm not sure whether she's listening at the moment, but this is also pure grace. But it's extremely strong medicine, you see. Strong medicine. And there is no way the mind can tell her what the future will look like. And in this way also it is grace. Because the way the events have unfolded around her, for the last few days, even the mind has given up trying to predict the future. So all that it's trying to do now is trying to scare her even more, saying, "Oh, what's going to happen with this, and what's going to happen to my life?" But if you're listening and you're here, just know that right now, in this moment, in spite of all of these seemingly strong events, right now you are that which is still the witness of all of this. And that can be found now, even now. So if these strong events have led to this place where you have no idea where the future is going to be, then let's use this momentum and let's use that to discover that which is untouched by any of this play, however strong it might seem. And so much grace still, in spite of all of these events happening. It was so beautiful that we were talking, and I was feeling that today I'll go to Satsang a little late. I felt I'll spend some more time with her, but she said, "No, today Satsang is 4:30, and you can go." This is love, you see. These are the small miracles which I really love. In these moments where it seems like the entire world is going crazy around you, if you can find this clarity, this peace to say, "Yes, I know you're with me, and everything will be fine eventually." The great Indian sage Sant Kabir had said, "Don't postpone. If you're saying that you will find yourself tomorrow, then find yourself today. If you that find yourself today, don't say today, say now. Because in a moment, all the appearances around you can seem to collapse. And then there's so much of the distracting energy around you that you will crave for these times of peace when you're able to be in satsang. So you're here now. You're here now. Just for a while, don't listen to this insect mind, even when it's saying, especially when it's saying that, "No, no, I'm your friend, I'm required for practical things." All practical things can get finished off in just a minute. You see, all the things which seem like they're so important, you see, even to this dear one who's going through all of this, all the events of the previous day would have seemed so important when she was doing them. But now she sees that it was nothing compared to what happened after that. So forget about all of this just for a minute, just now. Don't give anything to the mind. And tell me how what you see is any different from what I see. And if it is any different, then you come up and speak to me about it. But I would really be very happy if all of you could just, let's all look together and you tell me how it is any different. Because actually Amba said yesterday that I'm saying the same thing, every day. I'm actually saying the same thing every day. So let's make sure that we are actually listening now. And then if you have these questions about how do you see things, is it different? And I keep saying no, but let's go through it together so that there's no feeling that you have not understood. Because any time that it seems like it is not understood, you bring it up and say, this is where we differ. This is not how I see it. Okay? So when our eyes are open, there's a perception of this external world. All the people, all the events, everything is happening in this seeming outside world. None of you, I feel, will have a confusion on this point. When the senses are present, then it seems like there is a world around us, and this world of phenomena has all these events which happen. This is called the external world. Then, if the senses are closed, then you will see that there is a internal world also. So, like there were objects in the external world, it seems like there's another internal world with different objects. And what are the objects in the internal world? There are thoughts, there is imagination, there are sensations or emotions. And emotions are basically just these sensations which we have labeled. Some we have labeled as anger, some we have labeled as nervousness, some we have labeled as joy. But basically, there is a sense of some sensational movement, some energetic movement, which is different from the regular thought. So, in the internal world, all of these objects are perceived. External world, seemingly this world of atoms and molecules, which is also energy, ultimately is perceived. Internal world, all these objects, different forms of energy are perceived. So it must be clear now that there is a perceiving going on, whether it's internal, external, whatever, but there is this process of perceiving which is happening. Now, if you were to just check, be aware that everything which is coming is either an external object or an internal object. And you already know actually that there is a witnessing of all of this. Otherwise, you would not be able to report that this is there or not. Isn't it like this? If the mind is coming, you just look at it as another object. Let it come, let it say whatever it is saying, and you say, okay, internal object. Another internal object is coming. So, when we see like this, that all which is moving, all of this is just coming and going, whether seeming internally or externally. Then you can bring your attention to the body also. So all the sensations which seem to appear are also objects, isn't it? It seems like a part of the body is pulsating, the heart is beating, there might be some pain which is experienced, some discomfort. All of these you will also see that they are internal objects. And there is a perceiving of all of these sensations also. So let's club all these sensations also as internal objects. Now forget about the distinction of internal and external. Everything that is appearing and disappearing, just phenomenal objects. Phenomena is appearing and phenomena is disappearing. And just check whether the witness of these phenomena is that also appearing and disappearing, or it seems to be constantly here. And it doesn't matter. Whatever is appearing, let it appear. Be completely open, don't resist anything. Let all phenomena, let all objects come and go. Just very simply ask yourself, is that which is witnessing them, is that also coming and going? Or it seems to be unmoving and unchanging? When I check, I see that it is completely unmoving and unchanging. Be vigilant. Don't let your mind confuse you with some visual representation of what I'm saying. So don't make a picture of what I'm saying. If the pictures are coming, let them also come and go. Imagination, just another phenomenal object. We are talking about the seeing, the witnessing, which is aware of all of this, including the visuals that the mind might be trying to paint. So as I'm checking now, I can see that this witnessing is completely untouched by any of this phenomenal movement. And then very simply I just check, is there any difference, is there any distance between myself and this witnessing, this awareness? And as I check, it's completely clear that where I am, this awareness is. And I am everywhere. There is nowhere that I can say that awareness is and I am not. And nowhere that I can say I am, but awareness is not. So as I see it now, I could never be a thing, I can never be an object, because all these objects are just coming and going. And this witnessing stays here untouched through all of this. This awareness is unmoved. Even the process of phenomenal witnessing, phenomenal seeing through the senses, is witnessed by me. Therefore, I must be this awareness in this simplicity. And I see that no object, no phenomena actually has any hold over me. All thoughts are allowed to come and go. All emotions can stay for as long as they like and eventually go. This body can do whatever sensations can happen. And in the same way, what is perceived through the senses is also completely free. and I remain this seeing, untouched by any of this. So is there any difference in the way you see it and I see it? If there is a difference, then I would like to know. And remember that I'm asking about the way you see it, not about the way you think it or feel it. I would really like to know that when you actually look, can it really be any different? Has it ever been any different? And once you see that it is like this, then this is the realization of the self. Can we keep it that simple? Take away all the frills, all the bells and whistles, and just keep it this simple. I've already said that this is the way I see it. Is it any different from the way you see it? You can say, if something is coming up, you can say. Or you can type also if you're on the chat. And that's good. If there's some integrity and you say that, okay, I see mostly, but little bit this confusion is there, you can say it's okay. But let it not be just a mental understanding. Let it not be just a visual that you just bought and said, oh, this is me. And when I say these things, I'm not saying with any sense of derision. It's not like I say that don't buy any visual because I bought visuals in the past. I say don't let it be a mental understanding because for a long time here it was just a mental understanding. Yeah? She's saying that I don't feel that it is as clear here as it is there. Yes, but when you saw the same thing on. Yes, so tell me how you see it. This is very good. You must then now say.
Feel like with that and everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start again from the beginning. There's this world, external objects is clear. Then when you close your eyes, internal object is clear. Is there anything which you feel internally is not a phenomenal perception or just another object? And yet you are apart from this one. You as the seeing itself, or you that is witnessing that all of these are objects. Is that also an object or is it apart from this? It's apart from this. So this one, is it just imagined or it's here? Is it just another visual or just here, the witnessing? It's here. And this here, where is it spatially? Can you identify the location of this here? So because we cannot, my kids are writing, but because we cannot identify the location of this here, that's what it means to say it's everywhere. Because it cannot be found like this, and yet it's here. Wherever I look, it is just here. That's why we can say it is everywhere. Everywhere does not mean spatially everywhere. It also means like that because consciousness also comes from this, and within that, then space is born. But I know that there is a lot of confusion around this sense that I don't feel this oneness thing. Many times you can see that. It seems like I'm here, I'm not there. Okay? So what you will find is that you will see that being is here, and it is this light which is being projected. It will not be like you will have this superpower and you will be able to see from there this way necessarily. Some could have, but that's not important. So when we say everywhere, it means that I am this, within which all this which is emerging is born. So do you find that there is any difference between yourself and this awareness or this witnessing? Mhm. And if there is no difference between the way I see it and the way you see it, then we are one. Because we are this awareness. The only point of difference that can be is that I am going with what I see. Many of you seem to go with what you think. Maybe I need to speak to my kids for a minute and come back. So even Aparna is asking about this. Spatially awareness everywhere. It's not spatially awareness everywhere. Awareness is not in the content of time and space. Time and space is made up of consciousness, which is ultimately made up of awareness itself, and that is why we can say that awareness is all there is. Just like in a big ocean, there can be a big glacier, and the glacier is also the ocean or not? It looks like a glacier, but is made up of water itself. In the same way, consciousness is also made up of awareness itself, but has a different energetic presence or a different qualitative play. You can say,
It's just so the experience of learning, and so there's
yeah,
been so much that's been going to that, and so much that hasn't been. And it's just like resting
Yes, but do you see that even this burning, even this burning, even this is just the play of some energy? You see it on. Yes, but yes, but what? Okay, so can we agree at least first on this one thing that the way I see it and the way you see it is the same. It's just that I'm mostly going with what I see, and you are sometimes going with what you are thinking about. So then what needs to be done is to not go with what you're thinking about it, just to stay with the seeing of it. See, because when you see, you will see it the same way. There is nothing different here. There is nothing special here. So when I say speak from there, this is what I mean. Speak from what you see, not what you're thinking or feeling. Okay, so burning, burning, still phenomenal energy, still internal object. And once you see it as an internal object, then there is no way you can fear it. Then you can welcome it. Because if you feel that this burning is something that is happening to me, then every time you make the prayer, there will be some fear also about it. Somewhere. Once you see that it's just another internal object like this, just like external objects, the same. I feel this is really very important. And whatever questions you might have, just keep them aside for 2 minutes and just focus on what I'm saying. Now, if you have a question about this, it's okay. But whatever other questions you had before satsang, just keep them aside for a couple of minutes. Because we must clarify that the way I see it and the way you see it is the same. If you at least come to this conclusion, then it's very easy. The same. Many of you have said it's the same. Very good. Very good. Govil said, honestly, it feels easy when eyes closed or when I'm in satsang, Father. Yes, that's why we have satsang every day. So it comes from this. You see that it's real like this, and then more and more this will become integrated with the rest of your life also. Then this differentiation between satsang and outside life will also start to vanish. Cornelia says, Father, I don't know this when I am in deep sleep. Only after I wake up, I can report that I was in deep sleep. It's okay. For now, it's okay. You see, all these insights about sleep, about multiple universes, about time and space, all those can come later. It's okay. For now, just see that it's exactly the same. What I reported to you could be what you are reporting from your own minds. And if it is not, then you tell me where the difference is.
Can I say
And Nikhil
something?
says the difference is that unconsciously the thoughts might be believed again. Yes, but I'm speaking now. Which means that when you check now, is it not exactly the same? You see? It's like when you're checking that the sun is coming from the east, the mind will come and say, no, no, west, no, still west. It's okay, that we can deal with later. But at least confirm that it is the east. What we are saying is the same thing. And Devika says, how could we possibly see things differently? That which is true is always true. So the truth that Father sees must be the truth which is seen here always. Yes, this is very good. But you just have to be open Just check. Even forget about whether it's coming from me or just another one who is speaking to you. You see, because sometimes you have faith in me, and that faith itself can has a certain purpose. But here in this scene, even this faith is not required. You just see everything for what it is. And you tell me whether what I am reporting is not exactly what you could be reporting. Very good. Bhagavati ji says, with you, Father, focus. Cornelia says, no difference, Father. Nikhil says, yes, it's the same now. This now is important. This now, because every now it is the same. It does not change. And you are always in the now. You're never in the past or the future, only in imagination. So what is important? It must be now, isn't it? You will never be in the future. You are never in the past. You're always just now. So let's find what is here now. Yes, very good. Devika says it's the same. Very good. You see, once you see it like this, then you don't even need confirmation coming from me. You see that it's exactly the same. What he's saying is what I'm seeing. And this is what everyone is seeing. So there's nothing special at all in this. It has always been true. And Nitya says, Father, the experience here is that everything is just appearing in awareness and that the content doesn't matter. This awareness cannot be different from yours. This is what I'm saying. And if this is what you're seeing, then no content can really bother you. It can bother you momentarily. And Google says, yes, Father, it's in now. Okay. Isn't it super simple? Does it need any effort actually? It can seem like for some time, some little bit initially, it can seem like. Say again? Huh. So you must tell me which part. External objects, clear? Yes. External objects, clear. Internal objects, all sensations perceived seemingly internally. Can we call them internal objects? Be clear about it. Just see. Is there anything which seems like it is you? Some movement, does it still seem like it's you? Or you can see it's just another movement, just another energetic field. Is there anything which seems like it is not a play of energy? And what's happening now? Clear?
I see my breathing and
Yeah, so breathing is there.
feeling
You are witnessing it.
reaching, reaching it through.
What is that which is not an energetic appearance?
So
Witnessing. And where are you in relation to this witnessing? Any difference between the witnessing and you? Are you seeing the witnessing? Or are you one with the witnessing? You say that it is the witnessing. So are you seeing the witnessing? And are you seeing it as one with it? Or is it another object?
you can see that I'm
You can see that you are witnessing.
see.
Yes.
See. The shift process.
Yes. So when we do this, like this, attention is going backwards inside the root. But even if it's inside or outside, what it's gathering is all these phenomenal energies and reporting back to you.
There's expressing the non presence, right? It's still
Yes.
still
Yes. Even the presence seems to be an appearance phenomenon, isn't it? Although it's very primal to us, closest to us, still it's an appearance. Yes. Yes. For you, ultimately, even consciousness is an event. Who can say these things? But for you, ultimately, even consciousness is an event. Because you have consciousness and you lose consciousness. You say, no, I lost consciousness. I don't know this happened. But you say, I lost consciousness. We do that every night.
Because the ego is not understood. Now it's being understood.
Yes.
It is not understood from normal.
No, but now can you change this? What you have seen, is this only because you are seeing that it is like this? Or it's always like this?
Now there's more sensitivity because
Yes, yes, but does the fact that it is like this change because you look now, or it's always been like this?
it is a permanent.
Yes,
The
it's permanent.
permanent. We were not aware.
It's just that consciousness has the power to pretend. So consciousness was pretending to be a person. And it got tired of pretending. It said, okay, what is the truth? And consciousness itself appeared and said, look at what you are. So in this simple exercise today, we just look at what we are. Not going with any second-hand information from the mind, from anybody else.
Father, may I come up?
Yes, yes, my dear. I have had a lot of requests today for once to come, but you're here. You can start.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste. Do you see it as I see it or no? Let me ask the question today.
Father, there's so much of resistance right now that I see, and restlessness. It's the focus is like kind of shifting constantly, and uh,
So you said three things: resistance, restlessness, and focus. All these you are aware of phenomenally or no?
yes,
Very good. Very good. So let them
yes,
do
but
whatever. Yes, but is what.
but Father, the question is this that as I see it, initially it used to be like the seeing used to happen as if there's a from behind, as if there's a the witnessing was behind, but now it's more like a just awareness, just like an omnipresent sort of an awareness, and but the either it's the conviction in just being with that in the now is not I don't know, it just it's a constant swing that's happening, and while you were asking us to check, it was even more powerfully, like, it was like a oscillation which was just too fast. I mean, and of course that was also witness,
Yeah.
but the that it is happening, or it's a
Well,
botheration for me.
just one sec. You say that that was also witnessed. Then there cannot be a but. You say
Yeah,
that
but
this was also witnessed. Then how can there be a but? You see, today I feel like shaking all of you up and making it very strong. And you know why? You know why? Because I spoke to one of us, and so many strong events seem to be happening in her life. You see, so I don't want to have these kind of calls. I want you to discover yourself now and be completely clear about it. Then all these events can come and go because nothing stops the world from moving the way it has to move. So you
but
say
Father,
that all this oscillation is happening, and yet I am witnessing it. Now, are you the witness or are you the content of the oscillation?
the oscillation is between the witnessing and becoming the content of uh
No, you actually become the content. The attention can
yeah,
go and attention can come back, but can you actually become the content?
but it just seems so true at times that you just feel that something is troubled more internally than superficially. Like even energetically, it just seems that you've been hit by something which is more not at a superficial level, because at the superficial level it is just passing, but something is still disturbing inside, Father.
But even that is superficial. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That no matter what you say, okay, some not superficial, something deeply is happening to me. No, it's not. So either what your mind is saying is true or what I am saying is true. And if you trust me, then every time it is divergent, what your mind is saying and what I am saying, all you have to do is just check.
I don't know, fathers, for the last 2, 3 days, it's just so strong. The mind is just constantly talking, constantly yapping. And the moment I say, don't believe the next thought, like literally, like how you say, the next moment, I just wanted to expose this here because it's just, there's so much of identification with the body also coming in, and uh, the appearance, the outward appearance of this person is really coming up in awareness, and it just seems so strong to be so real. And
Is it seeming
yet,
strong now? Is it seeming strong now? Then we can use it.
yeah, there's something which is right here, and it's
It's here. It's here somewhere spatially, and you are aware of it. So this awareness is touched by this energy also.
I'm sorry, Father, but the attention is too much on the energy.
Attention is on the energy. It's not a bad thing. So let the attention be with the energy. But you are aware of this attention also being with the energy.
Yes.
And this, the one that is watching or the witnessing itself, is the energy actually touching you?
No. But then it's too physically felt in the moment, and that's why constantly the attention is going.
It's okay. So don't say that attention should not go here or there. Leave your attention completely free. Let it be with the energy it has to. You just check whether in reality anything is happening to you. You, as the witnessing, are you touched by any of this content? I would like to see that if it is true, because that's not the way I see it. So either I'm an alien, or one of us, there's something, right? Okay, talk me through it. What's happening exactly? As you were checking, just tell me what is it that you see.
There's just so much of movement inside. It's like as if I want to just scream and shout and just throw my arms, and it's just as if internally all this is happening, like literally like a volcano bursting, and I can feel the heat, and there's just too much of I want to cry, and and there's this
Let it be. Let it all come out. It's okay. We're not resisting anything. Satsang is a space where you can be completely free of all of this. All of us have been like this in Satsang. So don't have any worry about any of this. So whatever is getting released, let it come. But you just keep checking. Let attention go wherever it is going. Let all of this happen. You check where you are. I am saying that you are this awareness. And it is not really getting touched by any of this, no matter what the mind says. And we must check this today because nobody knows tomorrow.
yeah, there's this whole energy of putting it on tomorrow, like procrastination so strong, like the resistance that okay, just don't see, just there's all this coming out right now, all this.
Yes, you let it come. I'm there with you. Let it come.
Like, don't do it. Just leave it for
Yes,
tomorrow.
it's
Push
coming.
it.
Good. Very good. You let it just come and go. You are seeing all of this or no?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Now what is coming? You keep telling me like this. For 2 minutes you tell me what is coming.
Father, there's this whole thing that has happened here in Kanpur, and there's too much of, I don't know if you're aware.
That's what I've been talking about.
Yeah, so it's kind of disturbed me a lot. And because I was a part of that whole thing in that, so I saw it very closely, and it somewhere disturbed me. So I'm just trying to see it for the last 5 days, that what is it that's triggering me inside of me. And there's a lot of things coming out, like there's this whole insecurity and this whole feeling of betrayal, and there's this sort of this thing towards men, as in I don't know, this probably it was somewhere a very latent sort of a energy which probably was there, sort of a.
All this is there and I'm aware of it. Now my suggestion to you is let's use this as an opportunity. I know the mind is
Yes.
saying terrible, it's all of this, but this is just an opportunity, one, for us to discover what we are, and two, to be grateful that life, whatever, however terrible it might be, there is always people who are having to undergo much more suffering at this moment, isn't it? Don't go with anything. It's all coming and going. You are just watching. You are not moving. All these energies are coming and going. Do you see it differently? You see it differently?
No. No, Father, yeah, I see it's all coming and going.
Yes. But are you also coming and going?
No.
This which is not coming and going, is it affected by that which is coming and going? Or is that which is affected also coming and going?
No, this is not affected by the coming and going. It's just like it's
Does it have
funny,
any
it's like a feeling less effect, less space.
does it have any trouble at all? Is it judging what is coming and going? Is it saying I don't want this, I want this? Or is that one also some appearance?
No, because for it doesn't matter what's coming and going. So there is
This
no
it is not
judgment.
you? Is this it not you? What is the point of separation between you and this?
There is some separation.
So where are you? This is what I mean. That if there is something like this, we must talk about it because that's not the way I see it. So you must tell me the way you see it. You said there is some separation. Can you tell me where?
It just seems that
Hmm.
I'm seeing this as well.
Okay, so then what you're seeing is another visual of it. The mind is throwing up a visual of it and saying that this is awareness. Who is seeing even this? Don't imagine anything. Black
Yeah,
space, white.
now it comes like that's me seeing it.
What is it that is seen? You said that there seems like there is some distance or some difference between this awareness and me. There is some separation. And then you said, I'm seeing that also. So I'm talking about
Yeah.
this. Seeing even that. Is that not the awareness? Is there a different seeing different things? Or is it the same seeing?
That seems to be me who's seeing this.
Yes, yes. So that which is seeing this, what can you say about that?
That is just is.
Yes. Is it bothered by any energy?
No, not at all.
Can it ever be in the future? Has it ever been in the past? Concerned about any trouble whatsoever? Now the mind will come and say all kinds of things. Does it matter to that?
Yeah, it is very even the mind right now started with some chatter and just passed like this.
Yeah. Now you are truly discovering what you are because you've gotten rid of all the imagery. All the imagery about what you are is now being let go of, and you're coming to the true discovery of what you are. And you have always been this. Just this pure witnessing, this awareness itself.
Father, they feel something, just something opening up,
Mm.
but that is also seen.
Yes. What you are is not open or closed.
Yeah, but the energy that I was feeling was feeling claustrophobic is seeming, and that's kind of seen. Thank you, Father. This seems like, I don't know. It seems so. It's like uh, so there is this. I can still see it with my open eyes also. The mind is saying something, and it's just passing. I've been wanting to be here with everyone for the last, I think, 4 5 days, and there's just so much collected, I think. And I'm suddenly feeling light.
It's very good because you came up and you said, honestly, yes, it seemed like there's some separation. Then you looked, you see. And when you look, you will find that, okay, awareness also, the mind made a picture out of it. And I'm seeing that also. So that which I am, this witnessing, is not a picture, cannot be visually represented.
Yeah, it was so clear.
Was or is?
Is. No, but exactly. There was this whole image that was created, which I did not see initially. I mean, now I can see it.
This is one of the trump cards of the mind because it takes a concept, it takes a word like awareness, makes a concept out of it, and tells you here, this you are, this some broad space, black space, white space, light, something. And if you buy into that, then for many years we can get stuck into this idea that I am this, which is visually perceived. See? But you are not visually perceived. You are just this simple seeing itself, the witnessing itself.
Yes. Thank you so much, Father.
Always welcome.
Mm. So nice to be in front of you, and it was knew that you were there, but I think just exposing it all here in this moment was something else. Thank you.
Okay, what you can also do for me is that today I don't seem to have the energy to read a lot of what has been happening. So can you read some of it and tell me what's going on in the chats? I know that
Yes.
before that, I know Radhika had wanted to come right in the beginning. Maybe Radhika can come first and then we read.
Namaste, Father. Can you hear me okay?
Can't hear, my dear.
No.
Let me increase the volume a little bit.
It's at full volume. Can you hear me if I talk louder?
Yes, it's a lot better. Yes.
Okay. My husband's sleeping, but that's okay.
Oh,
um, there's just been a lot. There's been a lot of It's very subtle, but a pulling back, a pulling away from satsang. And I moved, and so it felt like it was part of the move, and there was no internet, but I know it's not that. I just wanted to catch it because I could start to see how people fall away.
Yes.
And nothing happened except that I can feel this energy.
Yes.
And the fears about the body, which have never completely dropped, are just back very strong, and there's a lot of identification. And there's weird things happening in the body, which fuel that. So I just want to put myself before you, and for you to be strong about it. I don't want to get away with anything. And I know this is an identified position. I just don't know how else to bring this to you.
It's good like this. It's very good. Like
I just don't know what's happening.
yes.
But it's been crazy inside, and it's getting way too much attention and belief.
Okay, so let's start with this. It's very good. You say that there was some energy, and for some unexplained reason, it seemed like there's more and more distance getting created between satsang and you. And you could see then how those who've fallen away or those who fall away, how that can happen. So let's presume that this is your last satsang. Let's presume that after this you fall away and this is your last satsang. So let's utilize it completely. So presume that whatever energy it was will come back very strong and you are not there after this. So right now, then let us be able to see what I really am. Find this discovery, because we never know what. So we've been saying since the beginning of Satsang, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But you are here now. And in this now, there's full potential to come to complete clarity about what you are. So as we were doing the exercise, did it feel like there's any difference in your experience and what I was saying?
No, I think that's what's so
Yes, yes.
I don't know what the word is, but it's been frustrating because I do this and I don't see a difference, and yet something must be different because I still feel so afraid about the body. I felt afraid. I felt afraid about even saying yes. I think in a satsang a couple of days ago you said bring it on, and I got very afraid for the first time in a long time.
It's very good because when these things are there, we can use them in satsang, you see. Like with Supriya just now, there was something there so we could use it. Actually, it's better like this than when you say that, oh, when I'm in satsang, then everything is fine, but when I go out, it's trouble. Then I can't use what is here, you see. But if something is here now, some fear, some energy, then we can quickly see. If there's something, yes.
Sorry. It's the belief that if I say yes, then it sounds so crazy, but it's the belief that if I say yes, that then all the crap will happen, that I will make these bad things happen. It's a very strong belief, and I've looked at it, and it's just continues.
Yes, yes. So what could be a bad thing? What could be a bad thing? Let's look at the fear.
That it really comes down to two things that are lots of things, but the things that get play are that I would be very sick, incapacitated somehow.
Okay.
Like lose the capacity, be paralyzed, or it's not even death, it's the loss of the body.
Yes.
And I've looked and I see there's not even control of the body now, and yet somehow the belief of that. losing control of the body, or that my husband will be very sick. That somehow I'll make this happen just to wake me up. Like I'm not awake enough yet. I need really bad crap to happen to really get me awake. Like it's just in there, and it just
Very good you're sharing all this. It's very good you're sharing.
I see, but it gets the most play, and it gets in the way. It gets in the way of like a really full yes.
Okay, don't say yes. Don't say yes. Don't say anything. Your freedom is not dependent on the yes also. You are already that. The movement of your mouth or the movement in the mind or something is not going to change. It's just a form of encouragement, it's a form of devotion, you see. If there's so much fear around it, don't say anything, don't say yes. It's okay. Now,
I just don't want to run scared, you know? And I don't want to believe. I can hear when I say that even that's identified. I just.
okay, it's okay. I would be out of a job if all of you never spoke as if you identify. What's happening to you now?
Nothing.
What is getting belief? Is there anything which is getting belief?
No.
Is there anything which is unfinished?
This feels unfinished because I walk through this.
Yes, yes. And this I is who?
And I walk through this with Shakti.
Yes, but this I is who?
And it does not go. It does not go. And it doesn't seem to even. It just catches every time.
It catches you.
It catches me every time.
And this me is who? What catches what? Seriously, let's look at it. What catches what?
When you ask me, it's funny. When I ask myself in the middle of the night, because this is like every night, and it's hard to see.
Hard to see what?
It's hard to see that it's made up. I ask myself, me who, in the middle of the night, and it just. Like I try to use the fear of inquiry, and it doesn't work. I just.
Okay, so how should it work? Let's look at everything. Let's look at everything. What is it supposed to do that it's not doing?
Well, I want to feel better, so I know that's not what it's supposed to do, but there's a wish for that.
This I that wants. This I that wants. Who is this one? No, I'm not Advaita policing you. We must look at
I
it.
know it's true. I know. I hear it. When you say it, I can hear it.
Yeah. Don't believe anything about yourself right now. Let's start from there. Because what can happen sometimes is you had a change of environment, you had a change of life situation. So then the mind takes the opportunity to give you some beliefs. So forget about all of this. Don't believe anything about yourself. And if there's something strongly getting believed, then you tell me.
I think it's the belief that there's a belief.
It's okay, you can say it, whatever it is.
I, it's hard because I know better. But there's a belief that I won't feel like a me anymore, right? That I'll be stronger somehow when these things come. And I know that's even a thought, but I just feel like I'm giving into these things.
Yeah. So stop. So stop. What stops you from stopping? Because you buy one thing, and then maybe we see each other in the next life.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
So stop. And if there's something that seems too strong, then you say it here. You said already that you had like a mini satsang with yourself, isn't it? Where you said this, and then you said, yes, this is also seen, this is just a thought. So all that went. But what still remains? If there's something that still remains,
Right this moment.
mhm,
There's doubt, but that doesn't matter. There's doubt, I'll be able to, yeah, it doesn't,
yeah, you said, this I is who?
yeah, it doesn't matter.
This I doesn't matter, or the thought about the I doesn't matter?
Um, well, the I doesn't matter.
Good,
The doubt doesn't
good,
matter.
good.
It feels like it matters, but I know it doesn't.
Yes, yes. So if it doesn't matter, this I, then nothing can really trouble you. Don't pick up this I, because this is just imagined. The imagined one is back. You can never really come back.
It seems there's an attachment to the suffering. I don't know.
It can seem like, what am I going to do if I'm not suffering? About my story, what's going to happen? You already said this I doesn't matter. And if this I doesn't matter, then nothing can trouble you, really.
Yeah. It's always so non-phenomenal. Like I haven't had big expansive experiences ever, really. And so the doubt lingers. I know it's not phenomenal.
Yes.
Something like before I say thank you, before I get off, it just like that thing comes in that just wants to make sure that I really not even understand it, but that it's really, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. This I is who now? This one is who? This one is who?
It doesn't matter. I don't
Don't pick
press
up this one. Don't pick up this one.
it.
This one which is saying it is you. It is not you, this one. You know that already.
I know, I know. It's clear. Thank you.
So let's stay like this. Let's stay like this for 2 minutes without picking up the I. That's all it is, It's just an eye infection. I know where this stuff comes from. Still not picking up? And as you don't pick up, what is the distance between you and me?
It caught a little there.
That's why the question must have come.
Like the mind started answering, but it's coming. It's not. I can, like something wants there to be a little distance, the devotion. It's very subtle, but there's some sense of separation.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a secret, which I hardly ever tell any of you. The secret is that if you give belief to this sense of separation, then the spirit, then consciousness being also is waiting for you to come back. You cannot change that choice for you in this play. You see? So when you have this, when you give belief to this sense of separation, you have to offer it up. I cannot take it from you. All of this is part of the play of consciousness itself. But in the play, this is how it works. If the sense of separation is getting your belief, then you have to offer it up. The spirit can never come and say that you're not you're not free to pretend. You can never say you're not free to pretend. You are free to pretend. It would rather you not.
Yeah, I don't want to pretend.
Actually, if you ask me, I always wonder why. I always wonder why. Must be something which is personal, you see. Must be something which is personal. It cannot be from your heart that it hates itself. Because what is speaking here is your own heart. So the distance is not like a distance between two physical entities. The distance is just that more belief must be going to the mind versus the Sadguru in your heart. That's why whenever I ask, I always say, do you feel a sense of distance in the heart? It's not so much about whether you're coming to every satsang, whether I see you or not. All that is completely okay. But if there is a sense that there is a sense of separation, then some belief must be there at the root of it. Something must have been bought. And it can be very subtle. So we can check. And we said about doubt, we've been talking about it last 2-3 days. And the doubt can be about yourself. I'm not worthy, I'm not ready. It can be about what is being said in satsang, the teaching itself, saying that this is not working, it's not making sense. Or it can be about the vessel from which the words are coming. It can be about this persona which is seemingly speaking from here. Something in these three must be getting bought for there to be a sense of distance being felt. It can be a combination of all three.
The ones that have been showing up the last few days are the ones about self.
So I always say that whatever it is,
Yeah,
just come and say it. Just come and say it. It's okay.
you know, I moved here, the story, which seems to be true. I moved here
Okay.
to be Shakti for us
I
to do
missed
this.
what you said. You moved here because?
I moved here to be near Shakti,
Yes.
um, to do this work together.
Yeah.
And it's been confronting a lot of what I feel around all of that. So it's been picking up belief around worthiness and
I didn't get the correlation exactly. So you moved here to be near Shakti and then?
and she and I have talked about doing this work together,
Yes.
this work around
Yes.
spiritual work.
Yes.
And so, and she and I have been talking about this, so she knows that I was maybe going to talk about this with you, but just the comparison function inside has been going crazy inside of me. And
Yes.
just a lot of belief about how I think I should be able to do any of this or talk to anyone when it's so unclear here. Like, but I know it's not unclear, but like I'm up every night giving into fear. So how do I have the right to talk to anybody about anything?
Okay, so this is how I see it. You moved here to be close to Shakti so that you could do some spiritual work. And
That's the story.
all the spiritual work is what is happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, of course, the mind must have painted another picture. The mind
Yeah.
must have painted another picture about how it would be.
Yeah.
But this is all spiritual work.
Yeah.
This is your satsang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spiritual work is never about another. At best, if it is about another, it is just the sense that you are available. You see? I can't think of any better spiritual work than whatever has been there for it to get exposed and to be burned.
Yeah, it's been very good. It's been
What's the
very
voice of comparison saying? What is the voice of comparison saying? That she's so good and I'm not. Is that what it is?
she's so far along. She sees so clearly. Yeah. I, I'm going to interfere. It's all of that.
And anytime you pick up the I like this, that I am this, she is that, then it's bound to lead to trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble.
But it's good. This is how the rubber is hitting the road now.
Yeah, it's very good.
It has to get clear like this by it getting burnt, by it getting tested, and you clarify to yourself that I feel that I am not worthy enough and she is so far along. So who is this I which is not worthy? And what you have to avoid is the sense of skepticism that comes with the inquiry, you see? Because the mind says, oh, it's the same stuff, I keep asking this and I see it already. No. You keep it fresh. as if you have never inquired before, as if it is the first time you are asking, and say, who is it that feels that they are unworthy? And in finding the non-existence of this one, you will free up this concept. You will let it go. But if you let the mind come in and say, but I know this already, what's the point? Then it becomes then contaminated with the mind itself. The best spiritual work. In just this much also the move is completely worthwhile. Just for this much spiritual work also the move is completely worthwhile. So life has put you in this position of grace where all the buttons that can be pressed are getting pressed. So you use that as an opportunity.
I see it that way.
And then you will see that it is not you that can ever do any spiritual work.
I
No
know.
spiritual work has ever happened from here at least. I just come and sit. All the working is the Sadguru's problem. But if you say to yourself, I am going to do something, I'm going to do this or that, then it becomes again trouble. Give yourself over to God. If the work is of the Spirit, then it is God's problem. Because no person can ever say that I am going to do spiritual work. You can say conversationally, I know that like that. But just to make sure that this I is completely thrown away, we must look at any concept. Because for the I, it can seem very good. Yes, I am doing spiritual work. But then this I can be the spiritual ego actually. And it can play like this. It can play in comparison to another. It can say I am special and the other is not, or the other is special and I am not. Both is just this sense of separation, this sense of ego. And don't worry, I'm very happy you bring it up in satsang. It's not like I will believe any of this about you. It's just that you might be starting to believe some of this, so now you can throw it away. All that is moving is God's will. And you are seeing that, you have seen that. There is no room for this I. No room for this I. In your heart, you remain at the Master's feet, and then you will find that your mouth and your hands and all the actions which are happening are in the auspiciousness of the Sadguru himself. Yeah? And if you find that in the heart you're not at the Master's feet, then it will be no person can do any spiritual work if in the heart they are not at their master's feet. No. Let your life be my problem.
Okay. Deal.
Deal? Okay, wonderful.
I talk to you so much at night. It's very beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Very good, my dear.
Yeah.
Good, very good.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, my dear.
I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too. Very happy you came and you didn't give in to that nonsense energy, whatever it was. It's good.
Thank you.
Okay, Amba, my dear, you were going to help me with deciphering all this chat today. What's going on?
I was going to read for you something that Bhagavati wrote, but actually Bhagavati is here now, so maybe she would like to share if she can hear, or maybe she can't because she's on a train. So
Oh, yeah.
okay, I'll read. She doesn't seem to be
There's something
responding.
from Nick as well. What is Nick saying? Can you read that?
Okay, Nick says, I can't get on or even send chat. Question. Please could you forward for me? Sorry. I will have to just type, though it's not the same as being exposed in Hangout. When you said work theme, I sparked up because it's been a burning inquiry for ages. Me/body/mind seems in a limbo, if judged by preconceptions. But I stay in now and presume all is unfolding as it should, whatever is happening, and whatever conditioned guilt may pop up. So if I don't feel the urgency to effort, do something, I can safely know, in inverted commas, I can safely know it is not a wise move, question mark. It's a question.
But the thing is that the I,
It's unfolding as it should, whatever is happening, and whatever.
so the thing is that this I, although you put it in the inverted commas, the question is from that I still. It must be said like this because you have been in satsang now for a while. So you can be direct now. The fact is that although you say that this I, the body mind, or it's in inverted commas, but still the question is coming from this I. Because the true I is not concerned about, like we said in the beginning of satsang, it's not concerned about the amount of work which is happening or not happening. And we said that if there is life energy there to do the work, then the movement of the body mind happens on its own, and it seems like work is happening. Even when work is happening, there's no concern about the outcome of that work, whether it leads to success or not. And when there's no life energy anyway, then no one can do anything about it. So all of this is being done by consciousness itself. It's just the interpreter comes and says, is this like this or is it supposed to be like this? Am I supposed to work or not supposed to work? Just throw away the question. If you throw away the question of work or not work, then you just every moment in wonder watching what is appearing. So sometimes when you find so much energy in you're just sitting at the computer and so much is just moving, it's just moving. Sometimes you're sitting and nothing is happening. It's okay. See? You are untouched through all of this play. So stay as this one. Find this one. Okay, my dear. Who else? Who else was there?
Bhagavati was sharing some messages from Lucia, and she
Yeah.
was hoping that you would say a prayer for Lucia's family. Well, I can
Yeah.
read what she wrote if you like.
You say on my behalf. You pray. I'm there with you.
I feel like, I don't know, like maybe we don't really need to pray because Grace is here as us always.
Yes, yes. But it's good. It's not bad.
Do you want me to read what Bhagavati wrote? Okay. Okay, so Lucia says, Beloved Bhagavati, my brother is in an induced coma on life support. I cannot believe all this is happening. All this seems like a horrible dream. And then Bhagavati says, her heart feels to be breaking, Father. Her father is also not likely to survive the viral pneumonia that he is currently in hospital with. They are unable to help him as his body is too weak from cancer. Beloved Father, will you please lead us all in a prayer for beloved Lucia, her brother Guido, and Father Amilcar. Om Namah Shivaya. May all our prayers be answered thousandfold. May Lucia and her family find the strength to make it through this time. Much love, Bhagavati. And then Lucia says, I have no strength left. I feel so drained. My heart hurts so much.
So all my love and blessings to Lucia and to her beautiful family. May they truly come to this discovery that they are this indestructible one. That they are that witnesses birth and death, not just of this body, but of every body. May they discover while in the body, while in this body, may they discover their godly presence. And may they see that this godly presence has no need for anything. And may they come to this discovery that even this, what is happening now, is grace. And in this way, may they move away from the concept of death to the presence of eternal life. May the Sadguru's grace bless Lucia and all her family. And may they see that God is always with them. May they experience my Father's love, which is unchanging through all appearances. All of them are in my heart and in the heart of this beautiful Sangha. So much love to all of them. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You read some more of what's been happening? I see lots of chat. Shanti said something.
I think there's some question from Shankar.
Mhm.
Would you like me to read it?
Yes, my dear.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Shankar says, Beloved Father, this morning I had an idea. I purposely tried very hard to believe my next thought with all the seriousness I could muster. I sat and said, Okay, Lars, see what the mind, I don't know what Lars means, but anyway. Okay, Lars, see what the mind is up to. After a few seconds, there was laughter. Then no thoughts would even come. And when they did, laughter again. These thoughts weren't pleasant either. All kinds of rubbish. But try as I did, I found it possibly funny to believe them. This looking seemed to blast any upcoming thought to bits immediately upon their arising. Such peace and joy and space. This space is your heart space, and may we all love in it forever. Your loving son, Shankar.
Very good. Very good. And I myself have done so many of these kind of experiments. I just love all of this. It's a lot of fun. And what did Shanti? Shanti has written something also.
Yeah. Shanti says, Father, there is so much joy here that even though life is kind of turning upside down, I am seeing as you are, and nothing can touch this space which is watching all of this. Such grace. There is so much gratitude for all the beauty of the movement of life, and for Satsang to keep pointing to this place of natural seeing and being. I can't say anything but thank you.
Very good. Many of us actually seem to be going through some very strong turning points in our lives. It's all grace. You will look back at these times tomorrow and you will be so grateful for this grace which led you to this true discovery of what you are. Not just as a understanding of something, but something which has been verified over and over till there is no one even left to verify anything. Very good. Very good. So I just want to say before we close once again that if there is anything which you feel which is different between the way things are as I see them and the way things are as you see them, then you must bring it out and say, this is how I see it. Because that's where we're really getting to the point, you see. And the events which have been happening to all our beautiful friends and Sangha members must serve as reminders to us that this life is constantly changing and anything can happen. So if we have the opportunity to be in satsang, if grace has created this opportunity for us, we must come up and say, this is how I see it. And if it's the same, then we are one. And if it's not the same, we are one. It is only what the mind is saying which is different. And when I listen to you, I listen with an open mind completely. completely open. The new insights, new discoveries continue every day. And I'm very happy to learn from any of you also. Okay, who's going to sing for us today?
I'll think better.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was wondering what's taking so long.
Well, because
I was waiting.
usually, like when it happens, something happens that I go, I really don't want to sing, but like I feel like I have to, and then you say it, and I'm like, ah. But actually, I do want to sing. So.
Right. There goes any concept about free will and choice or any of that.
Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhu sakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva Tvameva sarva mama deva deva. You alone are my mother and father. You are my true relative and friend. You are my knowledge and true wealth. You are everything, oh my Supreme Lord. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhu sakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. You are everything, oh my Supreme Lord.
Thank you, my dear. How can you keep this beauty from us? By not singing. Very nice. So we can play the invocations as well.
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Dhyanam Gurur Murti Pujamanam Gurur Padam Mantramulam gurur vakyam, mokshamulam gurur kripa, mokshamulam mujiji kripa, mokshamulam Anantaji kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramya, sarve patrani pashantu, magashit upavak bhavet. Asatum asat kamiya, tamasuma jyotir kamiya, mrityurma amritam gamiya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Mujiji Ki Jai.
May all of you carry this beautiful energy field of satsang with you. And may all who are touched by our presence come to the discovery of their self. Thank you all so very much for being in satsang today. Satguru Shri Mujiji Ki Jai. Thank you.